Hi there. It's December 26th and time for Proverbs 26. Well, today they're talking about fools. They talk a lot about fools and slackers and what not to be, right? Like snow in summer, rain at harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. Got that? Like a fluttering sparrow or a flying swallow, so an undeserved curse does not land. Okay? An undeserved curse does not land. Say all you want. A whip for a horse, a bridle for a donkey, and a rod for the backs of fools. Okay? They kind of took all of Solomon's fools and put them all together. Right? Okay, 4 and 5 have always been confusing in every single version I've ever studied. Right? 4 says, do not answer a fool according to his folly, else you will also be like him. Okay? And 5 says, answer a fool according to his folly, else he will be wise in his own eyes. So, yeah, those right there, contradicting each other, okay? In every version. You'd think a version would be, you know, what over here, what does it say in 4? Consent not unto him in his doings. And this one says, reproof him as the matter requireth. They should say that, Don't join in his conversation, right? But if he's like blasphemes God or something says God, you have to straighten him out. Okay? Depends on what they're saying, I guess. 6. Like cutting off one's feet or drinking violence is sending a message by a fool's hand. Okay? They had no use for foolish people back then, did they? Today they make them comedians. Like a lame man's legs that hang limp, so is a proverb in a fool's mouth. Okay? More foolish stuff. Does no good. Like tying a stone in a sling is giving honor to a fool. Tying a stone in a sling. Okay? 9. Like a thorn bush in a drunkard's hand is a proverb in a fool's mouth. A thorn bush in a drunkard's hand. Okay. Like an archer who wounds at random is one who hires a fool or any passer-by. Right? It's supposed to hire people like this. It's supposed to. It's pretty easy to find the fools today. They're out there gluing their hands to the street and believing something that some crazy person told them, taking it as gospel truth when it's not, right? 11, like a dog that returns to its vomit, so is a fool. So a fool repeats his folly or foolishness. Man. Do you see one wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Okay. Now they just spend all this time telling you how bad fools are. They say, do you see a person wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Okay. That's a big statement. Okay? More hope for a fool than somebody who is prideful and conceited and haughty. Okay? Take that to heart. Folly of slackers. A slacker says there's a lion in the road. A lion is in the streets. Okay. And we read this from Solomon, right? He said that too. Any excuse. As a door turns on his hinges, so a slacker turns on his bed, right? Moves around, doesn't go anywhere. A slacker plunges his hand in the dish. He is too tired to bring it back to his mouth. Imagine being that lazy. A slacker is wiser in his own eyes than 7 people who answer sensibly, right? Foolish slackers think they know everything when they know nothing, right? Because when you think you know everything, you cannot be taught anything. Got that? Folly of Lashon Hara. I don't even know what that means. Lashon hara. That's some Jewish term, I imagine. Like one who takes a dog by the ears is a passerby who meddles in a quarrel not his own. Right. Stand up other people's arguments. If you're protecting a weaker person, a woman, a child, absolutely don't stand to that. Right. 18, like a madman shooting firebrands and deadly arrows, so is one who deceives his friend and says, I was only joking. Okay. That's important. Don't joke around. Don't do stuff just to get a laugh out of people. Right? It's just, you say something stupid around a group of people in front of one of your friends, and you make him feel bad. And he says, just kidding, dude. No, they're not kidding. Those words hurt. They go deep, okay? And you need to learn that. Or you're not going to have any friends for long. Right? Without wood, a fire goes up. Without gossip, quarrels cease. Right? Stop gossiping. Don't be the one that spreads those rumors and stories. And when somebody tells you, walk away. They don't want to hear it. That tears apart families. It tears apart churches. It tears apart friends. Okay? Like I said, without wood, the fire goes out. Right? Without gossip, quarrels cease. Without a talebearer, strife ceaseth. Right? To get out of that. 21, as coals are to embers and wood to fire, so is a contentious person to kindling strife. Contentious, right? Gotta be feeding the fire, gotta be feeding the arguments. People like that. 22, a gossip's words are like tasty morsels. They slide down to the innermost parts of the body. Now, we talk about this when Solomon said it in a previous chapter. Gossip is like a drug, right? That's why reality TV is so popular, because it's like a drug. Gets down into here, and you got to have more. You got to have more and more and more, right? The more you hear about other people's business that has nothing to do with you, to make you feel better. Think about that. 23, like silver glaze overlaying earthenware are fervent lips with an evil heart. Right? And people like to sugarcoat everything when they're evil. 24, one who hates disguises it with his lips, but he stores up deceit within him. I like it better over here in the 1599 Geneva. He that hateth will counterfeit with his lips, but in his heart he layeth up deceit. Though he speak favorably, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Meaning many. Right? One who hates disguises with his lips. Now, you probably all know somebody like this, right? They pretend to like stuff. They pretend to be a friend, but they hate you. They hate you, right? Think about some of these philanthropists that are out there. They only want to hurt people, but they're lying and pretending to be helpful when they're not. All right? 26, though his hatred may be concealed by deceit, as part of the same one. His evil will be exposed in the assembly. Sooner or later, these people will be found out, right? And some of them are, and you can tell. I mean, they're hitting the news right now. And you're like, what? I never knew that person was like that. And surprise. 27, whoever digs a pit will fall in it, and whoever rolls a stone, it will come back on him, right? If you set traps for somebody, it's going to come back at you. Okay? Every time. Every time. And 28, a lying tongue hates those crushed by it, and a flattering mouth causes ruin. Right? A lying tongue hates those crushed by it. Right? A false tongue hateth the afflicted. Right. So there you go. That's 26. What's highlighted here? These two. And you can do your own study on these, okay? There's lots of people that are written on these two verses because they're seemingly directly contradict each other, okay? Do not answer a fool according to his folly, else you also will be like him. Answer a fool according to his folly, else he will be wise in his own eyes. Okay? Sometimes you got to set him straight with the absolute truth. And sometimes you just walk away because they're just being stupid, right? Highlighted 12. Do you see one wise in his own eyes? After all this talk about fools, there is more hope for these people, fools, than for somebody who is prideful and conceited. That's wise in your own eyes. Think you know everything, so you can't learn anything. Right? Take those words to heart. Hey, 18 and 19. Like a madman shooting firebrands and deadly arrows is one who deceives his friend and says, I was only joking. Only joking. Don't joke like that, okay? Don't joke at somebody else's expense. People do that and think it's funny. It's not funny to the person who's the butt of the joke, okay? And 20. It's important. Without wood, a fire goes out. Without gossip, quarrels cease. Okay? Somebody tells you something in confidence, you are not to tell anybody else, or it will get out, and pretty soon everybody will know, and you've lost a friend, and everybody's arguing because one person could not keep their mouth shut, right? Gossip's words are like TC Marcos. They slide into the innermost parts of the body, right? This person up here who just told somebody else a secret. Did you hear what so-and-so did? Mm-hmm. And it's like a drug, and everybody's going to take the drug and keep spreading it around. We need to stop that. Okay, 24, 25, and 26. One who hates disguises with his lips, but he stores up deceit within him. When he speaks favorably, do not believe him, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Though his hatred may be concealed by deceit, his evil will be exposed before the assembly. Right? Now, if I mention any names on here, this video will get banned. So we won't. But you can think of the famous people that are like this, right? Very famous, very rich. Pretending to do one thing when secretly wanting to do another. So there you have it. That's Proverbs 26. So take those words to heart, right? Stay tuned later today. We are on day 361. Man, we're so close. All right. And today we're doing 2 John. It's very short. It's only like 10 verses. So the through the Bible in a year for today will only be about a few minutes long because it's a very short book. And then tomorrow we're going to start on 362, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 4 days. They're going to read through all of Revelation in 4 days. And that will be an intense read because Revelation has like 25 chapters or something. So, you know that. So, there you have it. Stay tuned later. We'll be back. Give us a like if you think about it. But until next time, we'll keep going. Yeah.